John Wayne Gacy was an American serial killer who was convicted of the rape, torture, and murder of 33 young men and boys between 1972 and 1978. Gacy, who was also known as the Killer Clown due to his habit of dressing up as Pogo the Clown for children's parties and other events, buried most of the bodies in the crawl space under his house in suburban Chicago. He was arrested in 1978, and after a highly publicized trial, he was found guilty and sentenced to death. Gacy was executed by lethal injection in 1994. Before his crimes were uncovered, Gacy was a successful businessman and active member of his community. He owned a construction company and was involved in several local political and charitable organizations. However, he had a history of sexual assault and was suspected of involvement in several disappearances of young men and boys. After a series of investigations, authorities were able to link Gacy to the murders and he was arrested. During his trial, Gacy maintained his innocence and claimed that others had committed the murders and buried the bodies under his house. However, he was eventually found guilty and sentenced to death. Gacy's case received significant media attention and remains one of the most notorious examples of a serial killer in American history. The following is a list of the known victims: Timothy Jack McCoy, John Butkovich, Randall Reffitt, Samuel Stapleton, Michael Bonin, William Carroll, Kenneth Parker, Matthew Bowman, Gregory Gonzik, John Scheich, David Talsma, Robert Gilroy, John Mowry, Russell Nelson, Robert Peast, William Kindred, Timothy O'Rourke, Frank Landingen, James Hawkinson, Rick Johnston, John Prestige, Dale Scott, Tom Raimondo, Frank Shelley, David Cram, William Bundy, Gregory Logan, James Mazzara, Tommy Bowling, David Talsma, Kenneth Martin, Michael Marino, William Carroll. It's important to note that this list only includes the victims whose bodies were found and identified. There may be additional victims who were never found or whose bodies were not identified. If you are interested in true crime, then don't forget to click the notification bell and subscribe to be informed when we release more content.